So the Lakers win the tip. All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Taking a look at the Lakers. Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Russell. And it's Hibbert in at the 5 down low. Russell with a wide open look. It's rebounded by Dallas. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
You're not always going to shoot it as well as they did from three-point range to win that game, but it certainly doesn't hurt. And in that game, boy, did they shoot it lights out from beyond.
Lights out is a real good way to describe it. Just take a peek at the box score. I mean, their percentage from deep was off the charts. You know, you look at Dallas, and that team didn't rely too much on the mid-range or the short game last season, but they could have. They shot 70% from 12 feet and in, excluding drives. That's pretty good.
Randall with the bucket. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Russell against Williams. The kick out to Matthews. The feed to Nowitzki. And good, as it just snugged right down through the net.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D, because that clearly was a breakdown.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Hibbert with a screen for Bryant. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
On defense, the Lakers. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And really, I thought, what was the difference in that game? Offensive rebounding, or the lack thereof. A lot of one-and-dones in that game.
Yeah, offensive rebounding to me is all about heart, the willingness to get in there and mix it up, do your work early, get to that inside position. And I didn't see any of that fight from them.
And they take the lead. And so it's Dallas with it, trailing by 2. Williams against Russell. Nowitzki a screen. Over to the left wing. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Nowitzki's got his second basket of the night.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
Now, here's Clarkson. 5 to shoot. Bryant with it. Matthews covering. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Williams against Russell. And Williams, here we go. A second chance effort. Pachulia, no luck.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Clarkson kicks to Russell. His three-pointers off the mark. And former coach of the year, Byron Scott, now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And guys, the Lakers last season were just a completely different team after Kobe's injury. Not so much in results, but just in how they played on the floor. They actually fared better without Kobe than most thought they would.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Felton comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. There's the bucket, good. 6 points for Nowitzki.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
And for the Lakers without Kobe last season, it was really a stark difference in styles of play and quality. No single person, Clark, stepped in to carry their offense. It took a group effort.
Well, you know, it was almost April, Kevin, before somebody surpassed Kobe in field goal attempts on the team. It'll be interesting to see how they build the offense this year.
Now here's Kobe, the turnaround jumper. Count it. Bryant's got his second bucket.
That's a terrific set that they just ran.
Parsons attacking. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. And he gets the bucket.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now, here's Barea. To the paint. And finished off by Parsons.
Boy, he is such a ridiculous dunker.
High riser, no doubt about it.
Goodness, I mean, you've come to expect plays like that from him, and folks, that never gets old.
And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Lakers lead by 2. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, you know, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. You know, to be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player, Clark, destined for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you know, people now talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in NBA history, for sure.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
They've got Nowitzki, Charlie Villanueva out there with Matthews. Then it's Devin Harris. Then it's Felton in at the 2 guard. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Here's Wirtz from past the arc. They get it again. Williams for 3. That's good. Williams has got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Los Angeles.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago. Signs the new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
Now here's Williams. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. And there's the pass to Wirtz. Bass dishes to Sacre. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Williams can't get it to go. Mavericks trail by 5. Outside Matthews. Screen by Villanueva. Young against Harris. Back to Matthews. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Wes Matthews, a hard-nosed player on the wing. Strong frame, and he really does put it to good use at both ends.
Speaking of Matthews' strength, he really gets into you defensively.
Yeah, he wants to make you feel him. I mean, very physical. And offensively, he likes to post up and back down weaker, smaller defenders. I mean, you give him that mismatch, he will attack it with vigor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Pachulia, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Jeremy Evans comes in for Charlie Villanueva. And it's Williams in for Raymond Felton. And that one good from Clarkson.
You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kickout's the only choice.
Evans, a screen on Russell. Here's the teardrop. And Hibbert with the block. And here's the fast break. Randall leading it all the way. Oh, and the dunk by Young.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Parsons comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Harris. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Lakers?
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Now here's Parsons. Puts up a three, and that one's good. Parsons got 7.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Well, you know, the Mavs made the playoffs last season, but they really had a hard time against the rest of the Western Conference contenders, in part because they struggled defensively. Offensively, they were pretty good, but they didn't quite come up with enough stops when they needed.
Williams with the ball, out defended by Randall. Williams passes to Barea. And Hibbert with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Hibbert touched it last. Ryan is checked in for Nick Young.
Now into the lineup for the Lakers, Kobe Bryant.
It's Williams with the drive. Got a piece of it. And here's the fast break. Here's Russell. Finished off the break. Russell's got his first points of the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
Give them a round of applause, fans.
Los Angeles on D. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. That's good.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Now, here is Russell. 14 points from him the last game against the Magic in Orlando. At the elbow, Randall. No luck. And it's Dallas the other way. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. The shot by Kobe, no good.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Evans setting the pick for Williams. Shot's good. And now just a 3-point Los Angeles lead.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Russell. The stupendous finish in traffic. Russell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Now here's Barea. He's guarded by Russell. Now Barea. Outside Williams. 1 second left. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Lakers on top, up 5. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Roy, I know you have just a couple seconds, but in a nutshell, what's going to be your approach going into the second half?
Well, we're just going to make sure we keep them off the board and keep them out of transition.
Thank you, Roy. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
In that first half, he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
So the Lakers 5 right now. Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Russell is out there with Clarkson, and it's Hibbert in at the center. Clarkson kicks to Hibbert, and Bryant wide open. He shoots, gets an open look and hits. Bryant's got 6. Mavericks trail by 5. And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert, a guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and an undrafted free agent the next?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. Just has lacked consistency the last year or two.
Here's Russell. Darren Williams picking up that last basket. Russell dishes to Randall. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
And he gets the bucket. Pachulia's got his second basket of the night.
And on the topic of Hibbert, he was an enigma in college, had a very encouraging junior season, looked like a future lottery pick, and then that uninspiring senior season, which kind of dropped his draft stock considerably.
Here's Williams after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Outside Matthews. Picked by Williams. Pachulia kicks to Nowitzki. Parsons. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You know, going back to Hibbert, last season was a perfect example of what we're talking about in terms of consistency. One game he puts up 22 and 8, the next game 2 and 1. But you know, every team in the league would like to be in the Roy Hibbert game once the light finally goes on and stays on. Consistency, the challenge for Hibbert.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Pachulia. And Devin Harris is subbed in for Darren Williams. The Mavericks have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Harris against Young for the lead. And the shot is good. Harris has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And a blazing start to the second half. They've hit all 5 shots.
Here's Wirtz. Picked by Williams. And Bass kicks to Sacre. Shot clock at 6. That's good. Sacre has got his first 2 points of the night.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Now here is Harris. He dishes it to Nowitzki. Shot on the wing. No luck.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the boards.
It's been brutal in terms of the physicality down low.
And Young, here we go. Can't hit. Parsons with some nice D.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
And last year, we saw Coach Rick Carlisle pass the 600-win mark. Former Coach of the Year award winner has had so much success here in Dallas. One of many coaches to play for the 80s Celtics.
Pass to Bass. No one near him. And it's good. And the Lakers lead by 1.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Timeout.
Dallas calls timeout.
And, you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year, and they're pushed to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics had traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down low once Sullinger went out with a broken foot. At that point, Greg, no one thought the Celtics would make the playoffs, but Bass helped push them in.
And last season, one of the most meaningful in Bass's career in terms of his contributions, really counting toward the bottom line. A lifetime role player. The outcomes of many games last year were swayed by how well he performed.
Well, let's take a look at last year's Dallas Mavericks and where they ranked in the NBA. Second in points off turnovers, third in scoring, and they also showed up in the top 5 in fewest turnovers. When you squeeze the orange and take care of the basketball like they do, you put yourself in position to win.
And go back to points off those turnovers. I mean, teams really get caught unprepared to deal with that blitzing style, that trapping, diving in the passing lanes, and then running it down your throat in transition.
Williams' shot is off. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Now here's Barea, guarded closely. This is Nowitzki. Rebounded by the Lakers.
I'd like to see them use a little clock here.
I agree with you. Milk the clock with this possession. That's what they've got to be doing.
Young passes to Huertas. Back to Young. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Lakers lead by 1. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. The Lakers in the lead. Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Williams is out there with J.J. Barea. And it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. And Russell gets it to go. Russell's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Lakers. Dallas shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. They set the pick. Here's Nowitzki. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. 8 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now, here's Clarkson. To Randall. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Lakers lead by 3.
That's some grit and determination in the post. Essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Exactly. This is the time to attack on the interior and convert those easy opportunities.
Pushing it up. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
This is what you love, guys. Superb defense. A great steal, and just like that, they add 2 points to this narrow lead.
Yeah, but you just can't afford to give up plays like that at this time in a ball game.
And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Dallas. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. On the wing, Williams. He's covered by Clarkson and out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And the Lakers call time here.
Now, you know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, Byron Scott had some advice for his team in that last timeout. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Now, here's Felton. Following the shot by Roy Hibbert. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. Back to Williams. It's stolen by Randall.
Excellent anticipation there. He was laying in the cut, we say.
Bryant. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
That's a great point. 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed have come at the rim.
Now here's Nowitzki. Parsons on the wing, guarded by Kobe. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kobe against Parsons. That shot is off, coming up empty for the second time this game. 4 for 6. Outside, Kobe. Kicks it to Randall. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Wesley Matthews checked in for Williams. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Lakers.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Felton against Russell. The dish to Randall. The 3. And Russell gets it to go on the assist from Randall. Randall's got 3 assists tonight.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range.
Now here's Nowitzki, and stolen by Hibbert. Inside, makes it off the glass. And that's 13 points for D'Angelo Russell.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Nowitzki, good.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Now here's Kobe. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter of this one. 6 to shoot. Goes up to the stripe. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And here's Matthews for the 3. A rebound by the Lakers. And here is Bryant. 36 seconds left to play in the final quarter. To the middle. Hibbert gets the bucket. Hibbert's got the lead up to 13 now for the Lakers.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're behind by 13. 30 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Jeremy Evans comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Harris is checked in for Chandler Parsons. And Barea subbed in for Raymond Felton. Villanueva, the offensive rebound. Matthews, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Nick Young.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Free throw, good. Matthews. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Wirtz, guarded by Barea. Young outside. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Dallas. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Goes back up, and it's laid up and in by Harris.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
And so the Lakers take the win.